Hi everyone, John Connelly, President of the Twin Cities North Chamber of Commerce. And this is Chamber Check-In, your source for virtual networking, great local content, and solutions. Hey, we're glad you joined us today on Chamber Check-In. We have a great guest coming up. But first, a shout out to the 9 North team that produces Chamber Check-In. We appreciate their partnership. And for all things Chamber related, go to twincitiesnorth.org. That's twincitiesnorth.org. And there you'll find all sorts of resources and ways to connect with the local business community here. And now let's bring out our first guest here on Chamber Check-In, and it is Lynn Noren of RISE. Lynn, welcome to Chamber Check-In. First of all, for those that don't know what RISE is, tell us about it.
Thanks, John. RISE is a nonprofit community organization that supports people in our communities who have disabilities. And we provide that support in a number of ways, primarily through helping people find employment, engaging in life enrichment activities in their communities. We provide a wide variety of transportation assistance to people. People sometimes know us by our vans, but mostly we're all about connecting people within their communities. And we have over 20 locations throughout the state of Minnesota, primarily in the Twin Cities metropolitan area and across central Minnesota. But a couple of our programs at RISE serve people statewide. So the organization has been around for 50 years now, and we're proud to serve around 3,000 people every year in our community.
Very nice. Now, describe for us the type of business that could really use RISE's services, Lynn.
Yeah, well, at RISE, we're all about partnerships in the community, and we really couldn't do the work that we do at RISE without those partnerships. So businesses in the community are key. We really try to partner with businesses and find out what their employment needs are, and then connect people that we're supporting with jobs in the community or exploration activities in the community where they might just view a job and see what that's like, and then we can help them get the training they need to be proficient in that job. We also connect people to community organizations like the YMCA, the senior centers, other community organizations that exist as a way for them to get involved within their communities, because that's what people with disabilities need, just like all of us. They really need to feel belonging within their communities in order to have lives that are filled with pride and purpose.
Absolutely. That's a great way to approach it. You know, you mentioned about the vans. You're known as the transportation aspect of providing the opportunity for folks with disabilities. Share with us more detail about that. How expansive is this? You said you have 20 locations around, so you can serve just not the metro, it's all statewide.
Yeah, we actually have over 20 locations, but yeah, transportation is probably one of the most frequent barriers that people with disabilities experience in terms of their independence. If you can't drive a car, it can be really difficult to get to work, get to activities, things that you want to do. And so one of the things that we developed many, many years ago at RISE was a fleet of transit in order to help with that access. So we have over 150 vans and buses that travel over 2 million miles every year, getting people to their job or to activities that they're participating in the community. It's really important to us to connect people with public transit to the extent possible. So we help with travel training, helping people learn to use public transit when they can, or to access Metro Mobility, the Traveler, other resources that are available publicly. But for some individuals, those resources just aren't accessible because of where they live or because of the disabilities that they have. And so in those cases, we use RISE Transit to provide rides. And that's been extremely challenging in the last couple of years due to COVID, of course, but also now just trying to replace vehicles in our fleet. Just like if you're looking for a personal car, it's been really challenging to find replacement vehicles at this time.
Yeah, the challenges of workforce plus your asset of your transportation units, absolutely a big challenge. So tell us about the majority of the folks. You cross over many disabilities. What would
Yes.
be the majority of your clients, for instance, if you were to describe those?
Sure. That's a really good question, John, and it's one that doesn't have a really short answer. We work with people with a wide range of disability conditions. So people with intellectual disabilities, people with who are deaf or hard of hearing, people with mental illness. We have programs that rise for people who are leaving um, secondary education programs and just learning about work. We have programs that rise for people who maybe have been in trouble with the criminal justice system and need a job to get back on their feet. And oftentimes, some of those individuals will struggle with mental health issues. So we really provide person-centered services that start wherever the person is at and look at assessing what are their support needs, what services do we have that might do a good job of supporting them, and then trying to fit people into programs rather on an individual basis rather than just serving one type of person. So we have a really broad range of services that we've been able to grow over our 50 years.
Well, that's a great description. You narrowed that down beautifully, Lynn. All of this takes a lot of resources, and I know you have a special event coming up next week. Share with us that details about that special event and maybe how folks can engage.
Absolutely. So next Thursday on October 27th is our Celebrate Rise fundraising gala. And the gala is at the Minneapolis Marriott Northwest. It's probably not, you're probably not able to get tickets this late for that event. But if you absolutely want to come, reach out to me and I can figure out a way to make that happen. But all of the event details are online, including an auction. The items are already posted. You can already bid online, and that's one really great way to support us. We really would appreciate everyone's, support for that event. We hold other events during the year. So if you follow us at rise.org or on our Facebook page or LinkedIn, other social media, you can connect with the events that we have in the communities that we're in throughout the year. So we would love that. But the gala is a way for us to really celebrate all the wonderful things that have happened in the past year. And one really fun thing about the gala that is happening this year and has happened for the last few years, our founder, a man named Chester Tollefson from Anoka, is 99 years old. And he'll be at the gala with his family, and we have an award that we give out in his honor. And so we're just so happy that Chester is still with us and still supporting Rise. And so it's always one of the highlights of the evening, really, when we get to honor Chester.
What a great story. Talk about a perspective. Someone who started it is still available. Oh, God, that's great. And I'm glad to hear that you're recognizing him for all his efforts and time and resources. We have about 30 seconds left here, Lynn, and Chamber Check-In in your segment. Tell us your last thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone.
Well, I would just like to say that October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month. So we would love to partner with any of you employers that are involved with the Chamber to get involved with supporting people with disabilities through employment. At this time in our economy, we need all people to be involved in helping us move all employment forward, right? So we would love to partner with you and work together on that. So please reach out.
Great message, Lynn. Thanks so much for joining us on Chamber Check-In. We appreciate. And now our second guest coming up here is Maureen Daly of Highway Credit Union. Maureen, welcome to Chamber Check-In. Glad you could join us.
Thanks, John.
For those that don't know anything about Highway Credit Union or just have seen you guys out in the marketplace, share with us a little detail about what Highway is and how they operate.
Sure. So Highway Credit Union, we're a not-for-profit credit union organization. We have 4 branch locations. We recently opened a new branch in Woodbury. Roseville opened their branch last April of 2021. And then we have a location in St. Paul and in Minneapolis. One of the things that sets Highway apart from other credit unions in the community and other financials, I would say, is just our commitment to the communities that we serve and the engagement helping others out in any way that we can, whether it be on their financial road of life or by giving back and volunteering.
Absolutely, and there's right away two examples that I know of Highway being engaged in a local is your involvement in our board of directors, first of all, thank you, and second is their sponsorship of the Roseville Business Council, which meets every month here on the fourth Wednesday at McGough in Roseville. Share with us a few things about that, of why those work and why that aligns with Highway Credit Union's mission.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, just really excited to be on the board now for Twin Cities North Chamber. So it allows us to get out there in the community and build those relationships with other businesses and engage and see how we can help support one another. With the Roseville Business Council as well, it allows us to be involved and know what's going on in our communities. And again, helps us reach out to others and collaborate and just build those relationships.
Sure. Now, the name Highway connotates, it's just a kind of a closed membership type of thing. You're not closed at all, but you did have a history with highway workers, et cetera. That's where the genesis was. So describe for us, the type of people that Highway recruits and the type of clientele they serve. They just don't serve this one segment of members. It's a broad base.
Absolutely. So originally we did partner with a lot of select employee groups, which were other businesses in the community. MnDOT, the Department of Public Safety, John Roberts, a lot of those businesses originally. As of December of 2020, we switched to a state charter, which allows us to expand and serve more communities. So we serve a number of counties within the metro area. I believe we're up to 13. So if you live, work, worship, or attend school within those counties, you are eligible to join our credit union. Okay. There's other ways as well. We have a highway foundation, and you can do a one-time donation and be eligible to join as well through that.
Got it. And, like a lot of financial institutions, education's important and other things. Share with us any new initiatives that Highway has got on the horizon or that they're doing right now that you're seeing a lot of lift on.
One thing I can say is that we just really focus on our financial education and literacy. So, we have a community outreach associate, and we partner with schools and other financial avenues where we can get out into the community and continue to support the youth and students and really drive that early on financial education. So I would say that's one of the focuses that we continue to really strive to meet. We have some great tools through our website for different tracks that you can do and learn about financial education at the different phases of your life, whether you be a student in high school or someone looking to retire, and it helps give you some insight on the best next steps.
What a wonderful resource. Maureen, we have about 30 seconds left here in Chamber Check-In. Share with us your last thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone here.
Yeah, well, I'm just excited to be on here. If you have any questions or you want to check out Highway Credit Union, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Looking forward to just continuing to be involved in the community and get to know everyone better. All
right. Maureen Daly of Highway Credit Union, Lynn Noreen of RISE. They both have things going on in our footprint here, and we hope that you consider the RISE Gala and go check them out, and also Highway Credit Union, all the resources they offer on a community level. Everyone, that's our program for today, but a shout out to the 9 North team that produces Chamber Check-In. We always appreciate their partnership. And again, for all things Chamber related, go to twincitiesnorth.org. That's twincitiesnorth.org. And there you'll find all sorts of ways to connect with the local businesses and organizations like Lynn's and Maureen's. Finally, our vision is to promote business, develop leaders, and connect communities. And we're so glad you connected with us today. Everyone have a wonderful weekend and happy Halloween.